But today we celebrate the core values that built this country. My time on earth nearly ended.
Today, we're really plunging into some recent events and key statements from President Trump. We're looking specifically at how he connects these big themes: faith, divine providence, and national prosperity.
That's right. And we've got his own words, his reflections from some pretty significant moments to work with here. Our goal, really, is to help you see how these ideas weave together in his public messages.
Yeah, what's the connection?
Exactly. It's not just listing things that happen. We want to give you a fuller picture of maybe what these statements show about his priorities, how he communicates, and the vision he's putting forward.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Let's start with that incident. July 13th, 2024, back in Butler, Pennsylvania. I think most people remember this vividly. A gunman fired shots during a rally.
A very close call for the president.
And it's remarkable to think that it was only 1 year ago this week that my time on earth nearly ended. And if you look at that, God was with me, because that's something, in theory, I should not be with you today.
Incredibly close. And tragically, one person died, 2 others were injured. It was investigated, of course, as a possible assassination attempt.
A shocking event.
Yeah.
Huge national attention, security reviews, everything you'd expect.
But for our deep dive today, what really stands out is President Trump's own take on it, how he interpreted surviving that.
Right. This is where it gets particularly interesting from a messaging perspective. He spoke about it later, and he said, let me get the quote right, "It's remarkable to think that it was only 1 year ago this week that my time on earth nearly ended." Some people say it was lucky, and some people say something else. I say something else. I think God helped us.
I think God helped us. That's direct.
Very direct. So attributing his survival squarely to divine intervention. The idea that God stepped in. That wasn't just like a private feeling he shared. It immediately became a major part of the story around him.
You can see how that would resonate.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially with segments of his supporters. It reinforces that image, for many, of a leader who's somehow protected, maybe even, chosen for a particular purpose.
A sort of destiny narrative.
Precisely. Taking a personal crisis and framing it in these much larger providential terms.
And it feels like that personal moment, that very intense experience, it kind of amplifies a message he's been making all along, doesn't it?
It really does.
About the role of faith, religious faith, in American life. And not just in life, but in national success, in prosperity.
Yes, exactly. That's been a constant thread. You hear it consistently in his speeches, particularly when he's addressing faith communities. He draws this very strong line, almost a causal link, between being a faithful nation and being a successful one.
Is that the nation that prays is a nation that prospers line?
That's the one. He said, "From the earliest days of our republic, the steady compass of faith has guided the strong hands of American workers, builders, and entrepreneurs."
From the earliest days of our republic, the steady compass of faith has guided the strong hands of American workers, builders, and entrepreneurs like really no other. Our country was founded by pilgrims and believers, and every generation since, Americans of faith have built our communities and forged new industries.
A nation that prays is a nation that prospers. And he emphasizes that word, prospers.
So it's not just talk for him, it connects to policy.
Well, he argues it does. Think about initiatives like the White House Faith and Opportunity Initiative. The stated goal there was protecting religious liberty, especially for groups getting federal funds. He consistently presents these kinds of actions as fundamental, like bedrock stuff for the country's moral health and its economic strength.
Which brings us to events like that White House Faith Office Luncheon. That office itself being reestablished under his administration seems significant.
It is significant. It was set up specifically to create dialogues between religious leaders and, importantly, business leaders, building that bridge.
So faith and business brought together formally.
Right. And at that luncheon, he spoke very directly to those business leaders. He said, "Today, we celebrate the core values that built this country: freedom, hard work, risk-taking, and above all, trust in Almighty God."
Above all, that's telling.
Very. It highlights his agenda pretty clearly, integrating faith, economic growth, and his philosophy on, say, deregulation. It's a message designed to resonate strongly with business leaders who share that view that American prosperity is tied, deeply tied, to a faith-driven approach.
So when the president talks so much about God's guidance, personal providence, faith being foundational, and then brings business leaders into that same conversation, how does that land? I mean, how does it affect how people see his economic policies, especially maybe people who don't normally mix faith and finance?
But today we celebrate the core values that built this country: and freedom, hard work, risk-taking, and above all, trust in Almighty God.
That's a really important question. For many supporters, it likely adds a layer of, let's say, moral justification to the economic agenda. The implication can be that policies promoting growth or deregulation aren't just practical, they're maybe even, divinely favored.
Ah, I see. So it could strengthen support among his base.
Definitely.